Hello, how are you today? Today I'm going to talk about the part three, law of abundance, from lack to abundance. If you're experiencing lack can be anything around your business or your personal goals. So I am trying to build the business here. So if you have business or personal goals, and you are trying to build your business, and this YouTube or live is for you. So I have been talking about the law of abundance because there is a laws we have to understand. Let me tell you, it is like a cake recipe. You have to know all the ingredients, and then once the cake is baked and it becomes one piece, like a cake, it's a complete cake. But when you gonna make the cake, you have to know all the ingredients. And same with, this is why I'm sharing with you the laws and the mindset, how the mindset works. And there is a laws, so there is a laws in the universe world. And if you are not aware of them, you have to have the awareness of the laws. So why I'm talking about the law of abundance? Because when we have the awareness of the law of abundance, and when you start to experience that, then you're not going to experience the lack, because the lack is only mindset. And because the way we grew up, the way our environment has been, or is it is right now, and this is the reason we are feeling lack. And lack is coming from your mindset. Is not there is a lack in the universe world, and this is the reason I'm sharing this information. It's really important to know. 99%, I would say, people are not aware of the laws, and this is the reason people are frustrated. They're living in the worry, they're living in the doubt, they're living in the fear, they're living in a desperation, because they're not aware of the laws. They're not aware of themselves, who they are. They're not aware of I mean, you are born with and within the abundance. And because of the mindset, the programming, the way we have been taught, and the way we have been experiencing, it's always lack, because that's what most of the time people are talking about. They are most of the time people just coming from the lack, and this is the reason. That is the programming, and we have to change that. To change that, we have to understand the laws. We have to understand the mindset, how that mindset works, how the laws works. So this is what I'm going to share with you today. It's very important information. Don't think I don't have to know. And this is the foundation of the lack to abundance. So foundation means when you're going to bake the cake, you have to know all the ingredients. If you're going to leave one ingredients and it's not going to be according to what you want to see the outcome, the way you want to see your baked cake. So let's start with all the ingredients first. So I talked about there is a laws in the universe world. They are working all the time, day and night. Just like day comes after day, night comes. It is a law. We have to have the awareness. If we don't have the awareness of it's a law, and then we can think in only lack, in the frustration, the worry and doubt and fear. But if we are aware of, we are part of, it's not the part of, we are one. We are the one, we law for abundance. And now we have, because I have to explain it, and this is the reason I have to take the examples law of abundance. So that law of abundance is within us, and I talked that in the last YouTube. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. The infinite potential. That's what I'm talking about. Law of abundance. We have infinite potential within us, and it's built with and within us. It's not outside, but because we have to. Just like a baking the cake, we have to have the ingredients, and then once the bake is baked and it becomes one, like a whole cake. Same process we are learning here. We having the awareness. We do need all the ingredients. So law of abundance, there is no lack in the universe word. And this is working day and night. Just like I have to give you the examples. Without the example, we're not going to have the awareness. So law of abundance is working all the time. That's all you have to know. Just like day after day, night comes after night, day comes. That means it's working. We don't have to work that law of abundance. It's working for us all the time. Or you have to have the awareness is working for me also, is working for you also, because that abundance is within us. It's not without the abundance. We are not born without the abundance. It's within us. And how we can understand that? Because we have infinite potential. Infinite potential always wants to grow and move and expand, and it wants to move forward. And because if we don't know how, so this is a reason, and I'm sharing all the tools here. So you do need these tools to understand that, to have the awareness. So let's start with the law of abundance. Law of abundance working all the time, just like day and after day, night comes. It's an automatic process. We don't have to do anything. It's an automatic process, and it's beyond human being that control. And sometimes people think other people have more. I haven't got enough, and they are educated. They got all the money and they got all the tools. This is the reason they can have more. No, because we are born with and within the abundance as an infinite potential. Infinite potential is abundance, because as a mindset, as our human body, we have infinite potential. Infinite potential means within us, that is flowing all the time. We can make out of anything. So we have to learn how. Okay, this is the reason we have to understand that mindset. Today I'm going to share that how the mind works. So let's start with law of abundance working all the time. After day, night comes, after night, day comes. It's an automatic process. It's working for every each human being in the universe world. Not just some people, some countries, every human being. Okay. So we do need the laws, and then we have to understand the mind is we have infinite potential. So infinite potential is working and with and within us all the time. So then we have to know the law is is working within us. Law of polar opposite. Remember, I shared that with you on the last YouTube. If you haven't watched it, you have to watch it. Law of negative or positive is a polar opposite. It's a law again. Is built with and within us. Then again, we don't have to get something or have something or buy something. It's with and within us, but we have to know how to use it from lack to abundance. And this law is working. I remember I gave you the example. After day comes, after day, night comes, after night, day comes. It's automatic process. Same with this law of negative or polar opposite is a two poles is built with and within us, and we're using it all the time. But most of the time we are using it negative. 99% people are using negative. Only 1% we are focusing on the positive. Most of the time we're focusing on the negative. But the negative pole is to push us, expand us, to grow us. We need that. Just like night after night, day comes after day is a night comes. They're together. They are not separate. We're trying to separate it, and when we make trying to make the separation, and the problems comes because we trying to fight with the negative. We're trying to move away from the negative. We're trying to force the negative. We're trying to change others. We're trying to force others, and that is the negative energy. But then whenever the negative comes, that is a push that is trying to push us forward, expanding it on a positive pole. So all we have to do focus on positive. So now we know we have polar opposite negative and positive energy, and is within us is working all the time, just like day, and the day comes after day, night comes, it's a low again. So how important is main ingredient of the cake from lack to abundance is you have to know all the ingredients. If you leave one ingredient and then you're going to work with only one or two, and this is what is a missing part. So we have to work with all the ingredients to bake the cake. Same with, we need all the ingredients to from lack to abundance. To have the abundance, experience the abundance, we have to have all the tools like universal laws. And then within us we have interpretation. Interpretation is working with there's a two poles, pole of polar opposite, negative and positive. This pole within is working within us. And then now today we have to know our mindset, how the mindset works. If we are not aware of how the mind works, and this is the reason we don't know how to use it with the full potential, because full potential is working and through and to us all the time. But if we don't know how to use it, and this is a reason people are coming from worry and doubt and fear, and getting angry because they are not moving forward, they're not expanding, they're not growing because they don't know how. I used to be in that space. I used to fight. I used to forcing things. I used to try to uh, I think other people should change, then I will change. But now I'm very much aware of it. Is no need to change anybody. You don't need to force anybody. You don't need to fight with anybody. All you have to do, start growing yourself, start working on yourself. It's to do with yourself. It's nothing to do with others. It may seem like others, because when we are not aware of it, that what we think other people are troubling us, other people forcing us, other people uh, the problem is other people, because we haven't got enough awareness. This is the reason we start to think like that, we start to experience like that, and we start to stay on that space. But now you have the awareness. You don't need anything. All you need yourself. Have the awareness of the laws. Have the awareness of your infinite potential. Have the awareness of your own mind, uh, and and you can start working within yourself. So let's start with the mindset. How can we use our own mindset? And to understand, we have to know our mind. We're gonna make two part of our mind: conscious mind and subconscious mind. So there is a conscious mind and there is a subconscious mind. But we have to make these two parts. If you're not going to make two parts, then it's going to be difficult to understand our own mind, how the mind works. So let's understand with the conscious mind. Conscious mind is thinking mind. We think from the conscious mind, and we think either negative or positive. Remember, it's a law. And most of the time, people are thinking negative. I'm part of it too. And if we are not aware of that, that's what keeps thinking, and that's what we're gonna attract, law of attraction. Because if we sometimes we think I am very positive person, but what's going inside the mind, that's what is counts. That's what it matters, because inside we are thinking negative. Remember, it's a law of polar opposite, negative or positive. There is a two poles, and how we going to think is the most important. If we're gonna use our intellect as a thinking mind, conscious mind, negative, and that's what we're going to experience. And now we have to change that according to the polar opposite, negative or positive. It's a law. And then we have to understand the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is a wide open, and it goes everything in the subconscious mind. There is a no control in the subconscious mind. We cannot control it. Conscious mind, you can control it. You can deduct or induct. You can control the information coming in, or you can control it. Don't You're not going to let the information come in. You can control that, but subconscious cannot control it. Subconscious, whatever is happening around, the TV, the environment, the people, the friends, the family, whatever is they're talking about, is going right in the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is the programming. It stays there. Once is the programming is done, and that's what we're going to attract. How we think, then how we feel, according to that, we're going to attract everything. This programming in the subconscious mind is already done. You remember when we were little, or like a child, like a 4 5 years old, all the programming is already done, because we couldn't control our like information going in or information going out. And when we are little, the subconscious is wide open. We have no control over it. And whatever is happening around, everything goes in. And then that program is already done since we were little, and we're not even aware of it. To change that, imagine that, how to change it. And imagine that what results we're going to get according to whatever was happening, the TV, the environment, the people, the friends, whatever they were talking about, everything in the subconscious mind. That is the programming we call a paradigm. Paradigm is a habitual behavior, and it's automatic. We become an autopilot, and we doing the things we don't want. We are doing the things we don't want to see the result. We don't want to experience the result, because we don't understand. Intellectually we are very educated people, maybe they got the degree, and but the results they are getting something they don't want, because then they don't know how to change it. And then we just keeps experiencing the same thing, because that programming in the subconscious mind is already done. It's a complete, and that's what way we're gonna operate all the time. Doesn't matter how consciously we are aware of it, but subconsciously the control, that is the control. And that's what we are operating through. To how we can change that, how to, but good news is we can change it. And that's what I'm going to talk about, how to change it in the next YouTube. But today I wanted to talk about conscious mind. There's a subconscious mind, and there is a law of abundance, and the law of abundance working all the time. And then law is built with, and within us is a law of polar opposite, negative and positive. But law of abundance is built with and within us also. All these laws are built within us. We are not separate. Remember, I talked about the recipe and then ingredients. Of course, we do need all the ingredients to understand. Then once the cake is baked, it becomes one. And that's what we are. We are not separate from the universe world. We are part of that universe world. So law of abundance working all the time. And the law of polar opposite, negative and positive, these poles are working all the time. But we don't know how to use these poles. Most of the time we're using it as a negative. And but negative is to expand, to move forward, to have new new uh, something new, something you want more, or something you want to expand, something you want to grow. But because of we are not aware of it, how to do it. And this is the reason we're always fighting with the negative. We always trying to change things, we always trying to force things. And because we are not aware of it. Once we are aware of it, then we are not focusing on the negative, we only focusing on the positive. And we are not focusing on the worry and doubt and fear and in lack. And we are only focusing on the abundance, because universe world is abundance. I'm going to give you another example, which I talked about on a part one. From one seed, you get thousand seeds of trees in one seed. So, say example, there is a one seed of apple tree, and in one seed of apple tree, when you plant it, there is going to be 1,000 seeds of apple trees in one apple. Imagine that in one apple, there's so many seeds, and once we grow those seeds, and how many trees in one apple, just think about it. Just one seed apple, when you plant it, and is gonna grow and is gonna bear the fruit, and how many seeds of trees in one seed of apple. Just think about it. This is a reason we have to have these tools. We have to know these laws. It's a it's a foundation. It's a We have to understand that we need that foundation. If we don't have the foundation, that's why we're going to keep thinking from lack. Oh, I haven't got enough. I haven't got the money, and people are not helping me. I haven't got tools to work around my business, and I always feel lack, and money is running out, and I haven't got whatever your lack is. I don't know. Everybody's lack different. So whatever your lack is, stop thinking from lack. Start thinking in abundance. Start thinking the laws. Laws are working all the time for every each human being. It's not working for some people, and it's not working for some people. It's working for every each human being. So we have to know the laws. Remember, ingredients is important. Every each ingredients is a foundation, and then we know how to bake the cake, and now then we have to know how to use these tools to live in abundance. So abundance means is already within us. But we have to start to think like in abundance means we shouldn't be thinking in a lack. Is we because power and flowing and to and through us all the time. There's no lack in the universe world. So please think about this example I gave you. From one seed, you get thousand seeds of trees or plants in one seed. if if we can start thinking from that space, and we're not going to feel and experience the lack is only in the mind. The way, remember, the programming is done already. We have to change that. And if we're not going to change it, we're going to experience the same thing again and again, because on a deeper level, we have to understand who we are, why we keep attracting the same thing, because it's a programming, and programming is attached to, we have to understand that what is attached to. So once we know how to change it, and then we can start living from lack to abundance. So in next part, I'm going to talk about how we can change that paradigm, that programming, from lack to abundance, from worry, doubt, and fear, and desperation, and frustration. How we can change that too in faith and in awareness, in the knowledge, and living in abundance. And universe world is abundance universe world, because the atmosphere, the people, the environment is always coming from the lack. People are always frustrated, and they think there's not enough. Why? Because not aware of yourself. Once we have the awareness of yourself, there's no lack in the universe world. And the money is only paper. If you think about it, it's only paper. But of course we all need money, but just think about is what is behind that paper. What is it? How that works? We have to understand that how these laws works, how we can use these laws and then live in abundance. Once we know these laws, we can never come from lack. We always living in abundance. We always going to live in abundance because universe world is working all the time. It's not going to stop working because we are the one changing. The universe world is not changing. Everything's still growing. Everything in still in abundance. If you look around, everything is in abundance. The way we start to program ourselves and we start to think according to, so we have to change that programming. If you're not going to change that program, nothing going to change because we're trying to see the change in the universe world. You have to change yourself to see the change. That's what the key is. We're trying to change the environment. We're trying to change the people. We're trying to change everything. Then we think we're going to experience the different, something different. But you have to make the change within yourself to see the change. It's an individual choice. So it's all up to you. If you want to see the change, you have to make the change of yourself. You have to make the change of your who you are. You're not just physical being. You are a mind, body, and spirit. And that's what we have to understand. What is the spirit? In next YouTube, I'm going to talk about that, how the spirit works and how we attract everything, how we can change everything and live in abundance. So please, whatever I have shared with these three parts, they are most important foundation. Is a main ingredients of the cake. It's a main ingredient of the living from lack to abundance. The cake is, I'm giving you the example because easy to understand, because we do need all the ingredients. Same with what I'm talking about, we do need all the ingredients. We have to understand the laws. We have to understand the mindset. We have to understand how the mindset works. Remember, I talked about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Now we have to understand how we can use that, change it, our the programming, and live in abundance. So hopefully this YouTube going to help you, because this what I have learned and this what I'm sharing with you. I have learned from my mentors, and this what I'm sharing with you is working for me, and it can work for you also. But you have to use these tools, your foundation. You have to know the foundation. If you just want to know the surface, is things are not going to work for you. We have to know the ingredients. We have to know the foundation, how the foundation laid, and then we can start working, going up, like uh, and how we can use it from lack to abundance, how to use that in the next YouTube. I'm going to share that. So I just want to express my gratitude. Thank you for watching the YouTube. Please subscribe and leave a thumbs up if you like the YouTube, if it's helped you, and leave your comments. Your comment is important for me. What do you think a law of abundance, and what do you think a law for polar opposite, negative and positive, and what do you think infinite potential, and what do you think about conscious mind and subconscious mind? What do you think about is working for you, or is laws are new for you? That is the foundation you have found today, which is the most important. And 99% people are not aware of these laws. Only 1%. I am part of 1%. If you're watching me, you are part of 1% also. So thank you for watching the YouTube, and have a great day. Please leave your comments and subscribe and leave your thumbs up. And if you do need a further help, what I have talked about, message me on Messenger on the Facebook, and I can help you with that further around your personal goals and professional goals. As we're trying to build the business, I'm trying to build the business here. And if you're building the business from lack to abundance, and I think definitely going to help you. And I think that's all for today. I have shared enough with you, and I think that's all. Thank you for watching the YouTube and watch it again and again. If you haven't watched my part one and two and today is three, and go and watch it again. It may seem like simple information, but if you're not aware of it, this is we have to understand it. You have to watch it again and again and again to understand it, because understanding comes with the study, and then after study after study is the knowledge. After knowledge we get the awareness. After awareness we get the faith. After the faith we start to create. So it's, we have to understand it's not about gathering the information, it's about awareness. Okay, it's not about you know it, it's about knowing, doing. There is a big difference. What you know and what you're doing is a big difference. So if we are not seeing the results, and we have to start to have the awareness with the study, with the knowledge, and with the understanding, and definitely you're going to have the awareness. So awareness is the most important, to have the faith, because most of the time we're living in worry, doubt, and fear. And to have the faith, we have to have the awareness. Thank you for watching the YouTube, and have a great day. So I think that's all for today. Thank you. Bye.